Hey guys, what's up? It's Full Live. Just wanted to do a real quick live video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. I just wanted to talk about some of the fights that happened this weekend, some of the fights of note this weekend, and I also wanted to talk about a certain couple of events that happened this weekend as well that are outside of boxing. So the first fight I want to talk about is I want to talk about the Kabrat Pulev Fury fight. Golly, man, that thing was a stinker. I mean, both of the fighters were sloppy. Kabrat Pulev, though, landed the bigger shots. Um, but Harry Fury, golly, he was sloppy, bad, just bad everything, fighting with his hands down, trying to be slick, and it was just a bad look for him. And that fight was really, really bad. But man, I was like, wow, like I can't believe what I just watched. I was like, man, that was a really bad fight. Um, I mean, I couldn't take anything good from that fight. I mean, I don't know. Uh, I don't. I'm not the biggest Anthony Joshua fan, but the fact that he called out Anthony Joshua, he needs to take a seat. After that fight, he really needs to take a seat because there was nothing there that showed me that he can beat a Joshua. Put it that way. And then another fight that I want to talk about basically was that Alberto Machado fight. Now this guy Alberto Machado, he's kind of interesting. Uh Mind you, he hasn't really fought anybody, but hey, what's up? How are you doing? Now, this Alberto Machado guy, he hasn't really fought anybody, but I mean, I'm looking at his height and his size, and I'm thinking like maybe he gives some people some problems, like some big name people if he moves up, or even if he stays at 130. Um, the guy he fought, Yuandel Evans, I mean, he got him out there real quick, and I mean, he got him out. He fought in a way that really I didn't expect him to fight in. I mean, he just pretty much pieced them up from the outside, but he did it in an aggressive way. Usually, when he fights people, he tends to like keep the not put his foot on the gas, basically. So I was really surprised. Um, oh, oh, nah, don't even go there. You don't even have to go there, man. It's not even like that. I'm just telling it how it is, basically. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if Machado is the goods. I, I mean, granted, he fought like a nobody, but I mean, I'm looking at his height, his reach. I mean, he may be able to give some people problems. At 130, 135, 140, who knows? But then let's get to the main fight, and that was the Jacobs Derevyanchenko fight. I'm gonna be honest. Jacobs is a B grade fighter, and tonight's performance showed that he is a B grade fighter. I mean, Jacobs did not show me anything that made me say, okay, this guy is a top dog at the middleweight division. You know, Jacobs when he was on his bicycle. He got hit a couple of times. He was swinging kind of widely, and I was like really surprised. I'm like, what's this guy doing? This guy is trying to throw haymakers and load up. And Derevyanchenko, he was applying the pressure on Jacobs. In my honest opinion, I thought that fight was a tie. Jacobs got a flash knockdown, sure, but other than that, it wasn't really anything that I saw in Jacobs that made me say, "Wow, this guy is really a miracle, man." I'm just being real. Jacobs has said he went on to tame the lion, and he's talking about Charlo. But he don't want no problems with no Charlo, because Charlo would like turn his face into a meatball sub with extra marinara, basically, because judging by tonight's fight, Jacobs barely skidded by. In fact, his performance looked actually, it wasn't really a step up based on the last performance with Zaleski. So Jacobs needs to keep Charlo's name out of his mouth and better try to look at other pastures. As a matter of fact, I think like maybe even Canelo may beat Jacobs too, on decision. Jacobs may have to stop Canelo if he ever gets that fight. Now, off on some boxing, I just want to talk about like some things that happened today that I was like, wow, this is like, what's next? It's like every day there's something new happening. It doesn't surprise me anymore. But I want to talk about that whole synagogue shooting thing. Now, mind you, the dude shoots up the synagogue, and 11 people get killed in that shooting, right? And the thing is, this is my thing. Like, the president of this country, he makes it out to think that somehow minority groups and immigrants are the problems. We are not the problem. Your own homegrown citizens are the problem. That's the issue at hand. Your homegrown citizens are causing the most crap. How many times on Facebook and Instagram do we see videos of them calling the cops on us for no reason, of them blocking apartment entrances? And the thing is about it, social media is powerful. They're gonna get fired. Like, what? You value antagonizing another group of people more than you do your livelihood? Come on now. Like, wake up. Okay, we're not the ones doing stupid crap like that, okay? We're not the ones shooting up cathedrals. We're not the ones sending bomb letters to old people in office or Democrats and stuff. We're not doing this. There's only one group of people doing this. And I'm not going to say the name of the people because I'm going, then this is going to get flagged, and then there I'll be, But this is just showing the double standards of like what people have to go through every single day, okay? When another group of people don't want to take responsibility for their actions. Take your L, okay? You guys are trying to check us for things that we're not even doing. Check your own people, yo. Don't try to check us. We know what we need to do. We know what we're doing. And I can give you a hint. We're not bothering anybody. I'll give you a great um deal of information that we're minding our own damn business most of the time. Sure, we have bad apples and whatnot. I understand that. But the bad apples that I'm seeing on TV doing all this fuckery, they come from one group, okay? And I'm just going to be honest. And if you don't take responsibility for that, and if you like have the like if you feel some type of way about it, then go fix it and go check on your people instead of trying to check on us when we're not really doing much. you know that's the thing. That's the main thing. Like and then the president's response for it was, of course, half-assed. Anti-Semitism or whatever. Anti-Semitic things should never be tolerated. This, that, and the other. Okay, bro, we know you're not serious, because in the same breath you said, oh, well, the synagogue should have had a gun and security guard there. Really, man? It's a place of worship. I mean, why would a place of worship have that? Okay, a place of worship is supposed to be a place of peace. So why would they want to have that there? That's what I'm not getting. And so, man, it was just shocking to me. I was just, yeah, I mean, it in one way is shocking to me, and in another way is not shocking to me. In one way, the way it's shocking to me is the fact that it just kind of happened randomly. The people like let it happen. I'm pretty sure this guy had a history of like doing things like this. And I'm reading online that his old employer said that he, held these views. So if his employer is saying that he held these views, then why didn't his employer like tip off people and let them know that, like, this guy is capable of doing some things, and you may want to keep an eye out on him. You may want to monitor him. Like, why wouldn't you do that? And it right now it's just a shit show. And I'm just gonna keep it all the way funky with minorities. My advice to you, and a reminder to myself, is sometimes you gotta free fall. And what I mean by free fall, you just gotta be as natural as possible and out the way. Because when you look at, like, for example, how a waterfall falls, it just falls, and it's just like basically out of the way. It's out of the way of everything. A waterfall is something that just basically is there, but it has a purpose. It's just, that's how you have to be. You have to free fall. You can't just try to force something. Don't try to force these people to like you. Don't try to force these people to even get along with you. You just have to do you. That's my word of advice, is do you. As long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're out of the way, do you. Don't if I were you, this is just my opinion. Don't try to assimilate with them because they're not going to accept you. Or I should say, don't try to integrate with them because they're not going to accept you. You can assimilate with them, treat them with the manners, the proper mannerisms and stuff like that, but just don't try to integrate. It's not worth the effort, okay? You'll find yourself in a place that you don't want to be, you know. That's how I look at it. Because there's too many things happening where you at any given moment you'll be in trouble. Way too many things. You know, and I'm just going to use this as an example. I'm going to use this situation as an example. Say you wanted to like change the order of the day, and you wanted to like be friends with these people. You wanted to integrate with them. What if one of them that you integrated with was invited you to that synagogue that got shot up? There you'll be. You know, and it wouldn't be your fault that happened. But there you'll be because you were trying so hard to like fit in. So that's what I'm saying. Don't try to fit in. We're living in a time where it's not really feasible to try to pull a Martin Luther. That's what I'm saying. If it was a different time we were living in, then maybe I would say, yeah, why not? But due to the circumstances and the situations we're living in, no, it's not time for that. There's no time. The only time there is for it is to stay out of the way and do you know, keep your circle small, be able to associate with everybody. That's the one thing you should do. That's advice to myself, is you should be able to associate with people without necessarily like having to befriend people. So that's the word of advice I have as far as that is concerned. And, you know, keep a tight-knit community. And I recommend communal wealth as well, you know, because if you have communal wealth, what can happen is, like, let's just say one of your friends does get in the jam or something like that. Let's just say it happens. Let's just say that your friend unfortunately runs into like one of these like Trump supporters or one of these right-wing people or something like that. Let's just say that happens by chance. Then with communal wealth, you can get them out of the jam, you know? So this is what, this is just my advice, basically. I know a lot of people aren't going to like it, but it is what it is. I speak my mind, no filters, and I'm off to the next one. And hopefully soon there should be some more interviews coming to this channel. Some interviews with some boxers, some interviews with some other people on these subjects that I'm touching on right now. So stay tuned. Njaram.